Hi guys, I'm glad to see you today and I'm excited to read this book with you. My cat Carly is here to help. She wanted to be part of today's video. I'm excited to read to you this book called The Word Collector. It's written by Peter Reynolds, who we've also read books from him before. We have read, I think, Say Something, and we're going to be reading The Dot in a couple of days. But he's a really excellent author and illustrator. He definitely has a style about his illustrations that make him recognizable. Oh, she's done. He does very simple cartoon pictures and uses watercolor paints most of the time. So I'm going to read you The Word Collector today. And I'm excited to read it because there's so many things you can do after hearing this story. And once we get done, I'll give you some suggestions for what you could do at home to connect more with this book. So here's our star of the story. His name is Jerome. And remember that authors and illustrators almost always put the star right on the front so that you kind of know who's going to be in the book and what's going to be about. Here's the end page. And you can see there's some slips of paper with words on them floating in the air. Aha, and the title page. Look at all the words. The Word Collector. Collectors collect things. Some people collect stamps. Some people collect coins. Others collect rocks. Some collect art. Some collect bugs. Others collected baseball cards. Some people collect comic books. And Jerome, what did he collect? Can you guess? Jerome collected words. He collected words he heard. My trip to Peru was perfectly pleasant. Certain words caught his attention. He collected words he saw. Certain words jumped out at him, like willow, tea shop. He collected words he read. Certain words popped off the page, like emerald. Short and sweet words, like spark, bloom, drift, and dream. Two-syllable treats. Remember syllables from when we did our haiku poems, the beats? So two-syllable treats like treasure, motif, whisper, glimmer, hover, candid. And multi-syllable words that sounded like little songs. Guacamole, geometry, kaleidoscope, wonderful, symphony. There were words he did not know the meaning of at first, but they were marvelous to say. Aromatic, vociferous, effervescent. There were words whose sounds were perfectly suited to their meaning, like molasses, torrential, Tyrannosaurus rex, smudge, bellow. Jerome filled his scrapbooks with more and more of his favorite words. Jerome's collections grew. He began organizing them. Dreamy, science, sad, action, poetic. One day, while transporting them, Jerome slipped and his words went flying. Uh-oh. As he began to pick them up, he noticed his collections had become jumbled. Do you know what jumbled means? His collections had become jumbled. Probably means like mixed up. Big words next to little words, sad words next to dreamy words. Can you read some more of those words on his pictures, on his slips of paper? Jerome began stringing words together, words he had not imagined being side by side. whisper, symphony, electric, peace, savor, dreams, cascading stars. He used his words to write poems. He used his poems to make songs. They moved, they delighted. Some of his simplest words were his most powerful. I understand. I'm sorry. Thank you. You matter. Have you said something powerful today? If you haven't, make sure you do. Jerome eagerly collected more and more of his favorite words. The more words he knew, the more clearly he could share with the world what he was thinking, feeling, and dreaming. One breezy afternoon, Jerome climbed the highest hill, pulling a wagon packed with his word collection. That reminds me of the Grinch. He smiled as he emptied his collection of words into the wind. He saw children in the valley below, scurrying about, collecting words from the breeze. Jerome had no words to describe how happy that made him. Why do you think he gave away all of his words? Reach for your own words. Tell the world who you are and how you will make it better. Peter Hamilton Reynolds. So this author put his own message right in the back for you. Sometimes you have to think a little harder about it. There's a little more information about Peter Reynolds back here. Now I want to go back to a page, especially this one. Here. The more words he knew, the more clearly he could share with the world what he was thinking, feeling, and dreaming. When you are writing, the more specific you can be with choosing just the right words, the better everyone will be able to understand what you're trying to say. Whether you say it with your words or whether you write your words, the more specific you can be, the more words that you know to help you describe something, the more clear you can be. We've talked about this before. If someone is feeling mad, they could be feeling lots of different shades of mad, right? So they could be angry, frustrated, irate. They could also be terrified. So angry that they're shaking. They could be furious. The more words that you know and that you can collect, the better your writing and speaking will be. So, I challenge you to do a couple different things. You might want to start your own collection of words from what you've been reading or experiencing over the last couple weeks at home. You could keep it in a notebook, or you could keep it just on a piece of paper in your room. You could also type your collection and send it to me. Or you can go back to a story that you've written, something you've written down since you've been home, and you can go back and revise it and think about the words that you've chosen. So if your character was brave, tell more about that. Be very specific with the words that you choose. You could even go back in this video and pause it on a page that has lots of words like this one. And you might want to use some of these words. You could pause the video here and take a look at some of these. Do you know what they mean? Can you figure out what they mean? Maybe somebody at home can help you. Make sure you're collecting words during this time and using them to be a more clear speaker. I'll see you guys next time. I miss you.